In today's video, we are taking a look at the new big PlayStation 4 game releases this week. We've only got 2 games, but both of them look rather promising. On top of that, a former Uncharted writer talks about the future of this series and whether or not there's material to continue the franchise. And we'll be rounding out the video by taking a look at some excellent PS4 deals, including a deal on a PlayStation Plus 12-month subscription, as well as some game deals. Again, more on that at the end of this video. First, let's talk about the new game releases this week. And first up, we have Red Faction Guerrilla Remastered Edition. This is a remastered version of Red Faction Guerrilla. The open-world action-adventure game released all the way back in 2009 is coming back to the PlayStation 4 in the form of this remastered edition running at 4K. Now, Red Faction Guerrilla was already an excellent game. It was a fantastic open-world game that really embodied the word fun because you could go around and just blow up anything. You have this sledgehammer and you could destroy anything. The game was a ton of fun to play. Now, I do have to say the story isn't anything to write home about, but as far as pure enjoyment goes, Red Faction Guerrilla definitely had that in spades. The remaster includes the full game with reworked textures, shadow rendering, and lighting. It'll support native 4K, and on the PS4 Pro, you'll have the option to toggle between 4K 30 FPS or a high resolution at 60 FPS. Best of all, this remaster isn't being released at an extremely high price. You can get it for $29.99. That means if you have an Amazon Prime subscription, if you pre-order this game, you'll end up getting it for $24. Same thing if you have a Best Buy GCU subscription, and that's the perfect price to release Red Faction Guerrilla Remaster at. Honestly, if I was being a little stingy, I could say that this is a game you could even release at $19.99, but hey, I'm gonna take what I get considering I've seen remasters like Burnout Paradise Remastered being released at $39.99. I'll take Red Faction Guerrilla Remastered for $29.99. We also have the PlayStation 4 release of Runbow. Now, this was a game that was actually released as a Wii U exclusive all the way back in 2015. It was later ported to PC, and now it finally comes to PlayStation 4. As far as what Runbow is a multiplayer-focused platformer where you aim to be the first one to reach a trophy at the end of each level. You can perform a double jump as well as perform attacks to defeat enemies or gain extra reach while jumping. The background of each level constantly shifts between a cycle of colors, causing obstacles of the same color as the background, such as the blockades and spikes, to disappear. I could very well foresee in the future that Runbow can be a PlayStation Plus freebie, but for now, it'll be an interesting title to check out. Looks like a pretty quirky multiplayer title, and it'll be released on July 3rd along with Red Faction Guerrilla Remastered. Moving on from that, we know that Naughty Dog is very busy right now with The Last of Us Part 2, but of course the franchise that arguably put Naughty Dog on the map, I know they did Jak and Daxter and they did The Last of Us, but Uncharted seems to be at a different tier in terms of franchises that really resonated with the entire mainstream gaming audience. But of course, Naughty Dog seemingly closed their chapter with Uncharted 4: A Thief's End. That game concluded with a pretty satisfying ending. However, many have argued that the franchise could continue with a new main character such as Nathan Drake's daughter, spoiler alert, or maybe even Sam Drake's brother. Speaking to Game Reactor, former Uncharted writer Amy Hennig seems to think that the series could continue. Here's what she said, quote, "How would you continue it? I mean, that's tough because they kind of wrapped it up with a bow and had the flash forward. Look, I think there's a lot of material that you could continue with. Cassie with the daughter, you could do flashback stories with Nathan Drake. You just look at Indiana Jones, there's really not a limit. You can always jump back in and tell a story with an older character, and that gives a whole different color to it. And you could do sort of the young Indiana Jones Jones version of Nathan Drake if you wanted to. I'm excited because it sounds like the filmmakers are gonna do that actually with the Uncharted film and go back to an earlier time and stuff like that. I think it would be foolish of Sony at this point to forego Uncharted as an IP. They've built this IP so much and it's at the height of its popularity right now after the stellar release of Uncharted 4: A Thief's End. Why conclude the series at this point? I understand concluding Nathan Drake's story, but I feel every publisher needs that one franchise to always stick with. Nintendo has always done it with Mario and Zelda and a bunch of other franchises. Microsoft only churns out the 3 same franchises in Gears of War, Halo, and Forza, but it seems like with the Sony published games, they're always moving around from different franchises, and that's definitely commendable that they're always bringing out new IPs and interesting experiences, but at the same time, I don't want iconic franchises like Uncharted to just be buried away. Yes, they'll require a little bit of refinement, but look at what Sony Santa Monica did with God of War. They refined that series, and that series is more popular than ever now. I don't see why Uncharted can't go through something similar. At the end of the day, it'll be up to Sony and Naughty Dog. There have been rumblings that a different studio might pick up Uncharted, but at some point, I would like to see the series make a comeback. It's only been 2 years since the release of Uncharted 4: A Thief's End, so it's not like it's been all too long, but it does seem like Naughty Dog is moving away from the franchise for now. And finally, I do want to wrap up the video by taking a look at some excellent PS4 deals available right now. First up, PlayStation Plus, a 12-month subscription is available for $49.99 at Target. For those of you always complaining about PlayStation Plus games, well, it would sting a little bit less if you were paying a little bit less for PlayStation Plus, and Plus is regularly available for $49.99 for a 12-month subscription, so why not give that a look? Mentioned this a few days ago, but Gravity Rush 2 on Newegg is available for $14.99 after a promo code. That is a stellar deal. Gravity Rush 2 is an incredible game. Unfortunately, it didn't achieve all too much commercial success, but the game itself is excellent. A very stylish open-world action-adventure game. Darkest Dungeon Ancestral Edition is $14.79 on Amazon. Dragon's Crown Pro Battle-Hardened Edition is $29.99 at Best Buy. Probably the price it should have been released at, but good deal nonetheless. BioShock the Collection is available for $19.99 at Best Buy. That's a great deal. You're paying around $6 and change for each of the BioShock games. And if you've never played the BioShock games, well, you're doing yourself a grave disservice and you should remedy that ASAP. And if you just want to revisit the BioShock games with the collection, it's a great way to do so. They look better, run better, all that good stuff.
Speaks of you. It says only this. Your day is done.
Now would you kindly head to Ryan's office and kill the son of a...
The illusion of control is a trick.
Are you afraid of God?
No, but I'm afraid of you.
Let's go out to play, Daddy.
It's time to finish this.
Bring us the girl and wipe away the debt. There's already a fight.
Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands is $19.99 at Best Buy, and Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 is $19.99 at Best Buy. Of course, if you do have a GCU subscription, you will save an additional 20%. So a lot of great deals available right now. At the very least, I would check out PlayStation Plus 12-month subscription for $49.99 for those of you interested in it. Gravity Rush 2 for $14.99 is absolutely insane, so check that out as well. That is going to conclude this video. Let us know, are you checking out Red Faction Guerrilla Remastered Edition on July 3rd? How about Runbow? Do you like to see Uncharted as a franchise continue? And who would you like a possible game to be centered around? Nathan Drake? Sam? Would you like it to revolve around Nathan's daughter? Let us know your thoughts on that, and make sure you take advantage of all of those great PS4 deals. Again, 12-month subscription for $49.99, Gravity Rush 2 for $14.99, Dragon's Crown Pro for $29.99, and so much more. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.